On News Express, House of Reps Committee proposes new state creation. On the business, Abuja residents lament as NPCL shut stations over logistics issues. The first in Trump bans transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. And more that, the Kenyans orders to arrive for 10th Lagos City Marathon. Hello and welcome to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Elikan Michael. And a quick reminder, Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Time channel 276, free to air at Nicomsat. The House of Representative Committee on Constitution Review has proposed the creation of 31 new states in the country. If the proposal scales through, the Nigerian state will be made up of 67 sub-national governments. The proposal for new state was contained in the letter read during plenary session by the Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, who presided over the session in the absence of the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas. And our bandits have reportedly kidnapped the former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Marazud Siga, retired, in Zigad village, Bakori local government area of Katsina State. The bandits also killed one person and abducted at least 9 others, even as they were said to have ransacked several homes, carting away valuables. The Kaduna State Police Public Relations Officer DSP Abubakar Sadiq confirmed the attack. And now the senators approved President Bola Tinubu's request to terminate the appointment of 3 independent National Electoral Commission resident electoral commissioners in charge of Sokoto, Abia, and Adamawa State. The affected officials are Dr. Nura Ali, Sokoto State, Barrister Hudu Yunuswa, Ari, Adamawa State, Professor Ikemfu and Chijoke Ozochiku of Abia State. The decision followed the Senate's consideration of a motion sponsored by the Senate leader Opayemi Bamidele during Wednesday's plenary session. President Tinubu, in a letter read by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, requested the Senate's approval to invoke Section 157, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended to terminate the appointment of the 3 suspended National Electoral Commissioners. President Tinubu has condoled with parents and guardians and families who lost their loved ones in a fire incident that engulfed an Islamic school in Kaura, Namoda's Zamfara State. Tinubu conveyed his condolences in a statement signed by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy Bio Ananuga Taitu. President Tinubu mourns Zamfara's Islamic school people, says safety should be utmost to the proprietors. President Tinubu commiserates with the state government and owners of the school and prays for the quick recovery of those receiving medical attention. Now, President Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthening Nigeria's security architecture, assuring that he has prioritized national security as a fundamental aspect of his governance. He said that these are the Chief of Defense Staff Joint Task Force Commanders Conference in Abuja. Tinubu, represented by the Minister of Defense Mohammed Badaro, lauded the military and security agencies for their relentless efforts in combating security threats across the country. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has led a high-profile Nigerian delegation to initiate the repatriation of refugees who fled the Boko Haram insurgency to Bagasola, Chad Republic. The delegation, which included the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Dr. Yusuf Sunu, and Federal Commissioner and Chief Executive Officer of the National Commissioner for Refugees, Migrant and Internally Displaced Persons, was received in Bagasola on Wednesday by the governor. Now, Imo State government has vowed to prosecute illegal miners responsible for the widespread environmental destruction. Commissioner for Industry, Mines and Solid Minerals, NS Ibajiako, made the declaration during an unscheduled inspection of the affected site in Ereta or in West local government area of the state. Our correspondent Amar Chibe was there for us.
A stable industrial hub, Irete Industrial Area now bears the deep scares of unchecked illegal mining. Solid ground turned into hazardous pits filled with water. The land stripped of its natural stability poses a serious risk to surrounding communities. On citing the commission and his team, several illegal miners fled, leaving their tools behind. However, security operatives apprehended 3 suspects.
His Excellency is desirous of reactivating this industrial layout and making it very functional. But right now you can see yourself, they are destroying the environment. Every attempt to stop them has failed. So therefore we will prosecute these people that own all these machines, and they will come and reclaim this place.
Ibejako stated that the state government will not tolerate the level of environmental destruction, assuring that those responsible will be prosecuted.
You can see the extent of damage to the extent that they have created a lake here now. How do we recover this land? So, but the law says that if you have devastated a place, you recover it. So they must come, they must report to the ministry for proper assessment. If anybody has given them any license to dredge here, they will let them bring it.
Illegal mining remains a growing concern in Imo State, leading to several land degradation and endangering communities. Authorities insist that stricter enforcement measures will be put in place to curb the menace. In Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
At our Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal has adjourned the proceedings to Monday, February 10th for Edo State Governor Monday Ogbobolo to open his case. This development followed the failure of the Independent National Electoral Commission, which was scheduled to present its witnesses starting February 6th to do so. Annex-led counsel Kano Agabi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, informed the 3-member panel led by Justice Wilfred Okpochi that they will not be presenting any witnesses after giving a thought at the end of Wednesday's proceedings. The United Nations World Food Program says it has budgeted $2.5 billion in the 2023 to 2027 and Nigeria country strategy plans geared towards achieving zero hunger and improved nutrition across the country. The head of the program, Sierra Leone, said these are the co-creation workshop organized by the organization in collaboration with the National Social Investment Program Agency on Wednesday in Abuja. Allo, who was represented at the program's country director, said that the World Food Program strategy goal is to ensure a world without hunger in line with the Sustainable Development Goals 1 and 2 and poverty and zero hunger. Katsina's command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has called for a collective effort to address drug abuse in the state. Agency's commander in the state, Mohammed Aminu Babakar, made their call in Katsina during the sensitization and advocacy for women and youth on drug abuse awareness and prevention. Aminu Babakar expressed the need for the people of the state to contribute their quota in the fight against drug trafficking and abuse. In another development, suspended Edo State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Samson Oziage has denied committing financial infractions. Oziage was suspended alongside the chairman of Edo State Local Government Service Commission, Damian Lawi, for alleged officials and financial infraction. However, in a statement, Oziage denied the allegations against him and expressed readiness to defend himself and prove his innocence. Watching live broadcasts of News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, Trump bans a transgender athlete from competing in women's sports. We shall bring you those details as well as that of foreign and sports stories right after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. And now for the rest of the news. Dangote Refinery has made headlines again with its third major reduction in diesel price in less than 3 weeks. The company has slashed the price of diesels to 940 naira per litre and aviation fuel to 980 naira per litre. A news crew went to the town to get reactions of Nigerians to this development.
Dangote Petroleum has made headlines again with its third major reduction in diesel price in less than 3 weeks. The company has slashed the price of diesel to 940 naira per litre and aviation fuel to 980 naira per litre. It is on this premise that we took to the street to gather reactions from Nigerians on this latest development.
God have blessed us, but what are we getting from it? The government, are they helping? Let's say they are helping, but we're supposed to have the refinery from our own government so that the government-owned people will say, even the time will come that people will say, okay, Dangote's own is expensive. Let me buy a $10 only for $10 house. Adeleke house, Adeleke own is more cheaper. Even his own is not even burning faster. His own is better. When we have so many PMS in the society, everybody will decide on which one to go for.
And honestly, I wouldn't know whether they have affected it for their meter. These so-called retailers. But it's a good development.
Yeah, as at yesterday, the day before yesterday, the one I bought 990 something naira, the price was a little bit down, so it's a bit economical to me. But hopefully, we are still looking at the government. If they can still come back to the price of 600 naira, that will sound better for us.
In terms of, we want anything to affect our food, like food price. I want the food price to be reduced so that we can always look at the normalize in this country.
It's when I see it, the reality, then I really believe. And if actually it's true, definitely it's going to be there will be a serious relief to the common man. Nigerians need this. You know, fuel increase, everything about fuel affects the economy very well. Anytime there is a fuel hike, it affects transportation. It also affects the cost of living.
Now, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has urged the Federal High Court here in Abuja to allow it to join the 100 billion naira lawsuit filed by Dangote Petroleum Refinery seeking to stop the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and all marketers from importing refined petroleum products into the country. But Dangote Refinery opposed the FCCPC's application to join the suit, describing the commission as a meddlesome interplorer that has no business in a case revolving around the Petroleum Industry Act, an act of the National Assembly. The FCCPC said it needed to be allowed to join the suit as a defendant in order to oppose Dangote Refinery suit. And now going to be to improve the lives of Nigerians. The federal government has expanded a palliative program to support students across the country and residents of the federal capital territory, Abuja, building on the success of a previous distribution in Imo State. In a statement from the Finance Ministry signed by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Mohammed Banga, noted that the Minister of State for Finance, Doris Ozaga, while distributing the palliative over the weekend, emphasized that the gesture will address immediate needs and form part of the broader economic reform agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration. Our residents of the Federal Capital Territory have been left stranded and struggling with fuel shortages following the sudden closure of several retail outlets owned by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited within the capital city. It was gathered that the stations closed for some days were allegedly ordered by the management of the National Oil Firm and will continue till next week. Now, the closures attributed to logistical challenges have led to long queues at remaining stations, with many motorists and commuters facing hours of delays. Number one business news. The Central Bank of Nigeria has released new guidelines which permit Bureau de Change, that is BDC operators, to purchase up to $25,000 weekly from authorized dealer banks and how to meet the retail market demand. And now, in a circular signed by Dr. W.J. Kanya, the acting director of the Trade and Exchange Department at the Regulatory Bank, The Apex Bank also outlined the compliance requirements to ensure transparency and curb the potential forex misuse. On the front scene, United States President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to ban transgender athletes from participating in women's sports. Trump said on Wednesday before he signed the order at the White House, surrounded by dozens of children and female athletes, that from now on women's sports would only be for women. With his executive order, the war on women's sport is over. Trump's order allows U.S. government agencies to deny funds to schools that will enable transgender athletes to compete on women's teams. Hundreds of Bangladeshi protesters have smashed down buildings connected to ousted former leader Sheikh Hasina on Thursday, hours after students with excavators began demolishing a museum to her father. The museum and the former home of Hasina's late father, Bangladesh first President Sheikh Rahman, has been set on fire last year during the student-led revolution that ended our 15 years of autocratic rule. Now, the protests were triggered in response to the reports that 77-year-old Hasina, who has defied an arrest warrant to face trial in Dhaka for massacres. And I move to sport news. Rangers international coach Fidelis Ilechukwu appears to have accepted the harsh reality of the unfading Nigeria Premier Football League title defense, with 11 points gap separating them from the leaders Remo Stars after 22 games. Despite bouncing back from the two-game losing streak with a 2-0 win over Ikorodu City on Monday, Ikechukwu remains cautious about their chances. However, Ilechukwu, who had previously expressed confidence in their title chase, now appears less optimistic. The first batch of international athletes comprising Ethiopian and Kenyan runners are expected to arrive the country on February 13 for the 10th Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, selected for February 15. A total of 4,000 international athletes are expected to participate in this year's edition, which marks a decade of Lagos City Marathon. The 10th edition tagged Love in the Air, which is within the Valentine's Day celebration. And now, to wrap up the News Express, let's take a look at our top stories. We told you earlier the House of Reps Committee proposes new states. Abuja resident laments as NNPCL shut station over logistics issues. President Trump bans transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. Also, Kenyans orders to arrive for 10 Lagos City Marathon. And that's the package here on News Express, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. We are on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276, free to air at Nikon Starts. You can follow us on social media platform at Global TV NG. On behalf of the production team, we say thank you for joining us on News Express. My name is Edika Michael. See you again.